haven't fucked her up yet. She's mostly free from damage. There's a little bit of, you know, this velvet stuff. You can barely even look at it without it getting pregnant with pigment. Pigment pregnant. Pigment pregnant velvet. Pigment pelvet. Pigment pregnant velvet packaging. Whew. This tea. There's no tea. It's not the tea that's hot. Okay, it's just hot in here. It's just hot. Super hot. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica Marisol, and if you've never been here before, we love for you to stick around a while, like, subscribe, have central AC if you can. Today we're talking about Norvina, the palette, not the person. So this is a palette with 14 shades, 7 shimmers, and 7 mattes, though 2 of those mattes are kind of like a pearly satin more than a matte. So you open her up, and there she is. You've seen her a million times, but have you seen one yet that has this much Wild Child missing? Like, I'm gonna pan that in 5 minutes. Send help. Okay, so you see cool tones. It's a purple velvet on the outside. I like to call this the, hey, cool, I have lipstick on my teeth. It's all good. So I like to call this packaging the pigment pregnant velvet packaging. You come up with something better. I kept it mostly clean, doing 2 looks, but at the end of the second look, things went a little bit weird, and I got some right there. You see it. You see it. I know you've... Anyway, so in my collection I have 2 palettes that are a little bit like Norvina. This is a dupe, meaning a copycat version of the Lila palette from Natasha Denona. It's called Supernova by Bad Habit. And if you put them side by side, you can see that they do have some similarities in tones, but I can tell you that none of these shades, save perhaps a few of the beigey brown, cool toned browns there that are in each of the palettes, you might have a slight dupe there, but I don't think there's really too much else in here that dupes for each other. This is a pretty unique palette. That's one thing it has going for it, but I will tell you, this look is created mostly with Wild Child, right? I had to use so much Wild Child. I should have put something pink underneath of it because I didn't realize how difficult it would be to get a metallic pink all over my lid and to get it to be vibrant. And I find it adorable the way that it is, but I mean, I really should have put something pink under it. Next time I will. I tried almost all the shades in each look. The only shades that I didn't actually put on my eyes today are Eccentric, Passion, and Rose Gold. I might have actually played with all the shimmers, but I played with a very good portion of these. The shimmers are all fucking beautiful. I don't know, there might have been some patchiness in the swatches for Soul, but it goes under the eye pretty well. But it's another one of those shadows that I apply with my finger to get the most color payoff because I don't want to waste the product, and I find pretty much any shadow will really apply beautifully with your finger if you really want that intense color payoff. I also have here Ace Beautē's Paradise Fallen collection. I'm sorry, Paradise Fallen palette. And this one too is a cool toned purple palette. This is a true purple palette. This is really all about purple, and it does have some neutrals, and this one has only 4 shimmers, and the rest are some of the most pigmented matte eyeshadows I've ever worked with or swatched or anything. I love this palette, and you're gonna see some looks coming up from it very soon. Stay tuned. So you can see that there are some choices out there when it comes to purple palettes. You don't have to just choose the ABH just because it's ABH. On to the looks. I first created a really fun multicolored look for you, and also this, which has just Wild Child all over the lid. It's pretty simple except for the giant wing and lashes. Okay, so let's prime my lids. Do I come across like maybe I'm a little bit nervous? I've seen so many people work with this palette already, and some people have done so beautifully with it, and that's what convinced me to go ahead and take the plunge. Go for it, get it. And as I was swatching it today, I realized there's no way to convey on camera how beautiful some of these shadows truly are. So hopefully I've got my color balance, my white balance all set, and you can see it a little bit better, but I don't think anybody that I've seen so far has really been able to get the swatches to look as beautiful on camera as they do in person. Just personal opinion. Okay, so that is actually primed enough. I'm going to prime the other lid with what I have left on my finger. Smooth this out a little. I put a little too much, but I have been experimenting with this as a eyeshadow base, and guess what? It works. It works like gangbusters. Okay. I want to do something I haven't done before, and I'm gonna really find that to be a challenge. So let's do a cut crease. Let's work on it. Let's do a cut crease. I have never done a cut crease before. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's the truth. I love this color, and I want it to not go away. Soft matte concealer and vanilla to cut my crease. This is the end of the world as we know it. Well, for this eyeshadow, it's the fucking end of the world. Bye! Alright, the other eye's already primed, so take two, bitches. Let's do this. This time I'm not gonna fuck it up by trying to do something that I hate, like a cut crease. I'm gonna do something beautiful with, it's just gonna be kind of like a exactly, but you know, it's pretty. All right, so let's start with Love. I did this a little bit earlier. This look worked out. Love. Look at how nice and pigmented she is. This is a nice cool mauve shade. I think a little tiny bit of Soul was mixed into this, but that's okay. I'm not going to be worried about little mistakes. They're just happy little mistakes, as Bob Ross would say. And I'm sorry guys if you can hear my AC running. It is actually hot in Seattle. I'm serious, like I'm from Miami and we don't have central AC here. If you're moving to Seattle, know this. We do not have central AC in most of our buildings. It's an interesting situation, at least. Alright, so we've done the love there. We've loved it up in the crease. Now, I'm going to take my finger because I know how difficult it is actually to build this pigment with Soul. And Soul is going right here. Up to the crease. Soul is almost going to be like, it's going to be like a reverse halo. Almost everything else is like a shimmer, and the matte is in the center. Goes against all the halo rules, but I just loved the way that this looked earlier, so I'm going to give it a shot. Okay. So I've thoroughly gotten that pigment all in the center of the lid, like right where a halo would be. Now I'm going to take Wild Child and go into the inner corner. And I'm kind of using the shape of my finger to press into this like crevice in my eye here, which is a cool little trick. And I'm using my finger too to blend Wild Child into Soul just a little bit. Like I keep saying, I don't want Soul to get lost. Don't want my soul to get lost. Too late. Okay. Yeah, and I just kind of go nuts in that center, or I'm sorry, in the inner area where Wild Child goes. I just go all over the inner with it. And also with my finger, since this is another like foiled glittery shade, I'm taking Drama again and placing that in the outer V. Again, using the shape of my finger to touch my natural crease. And I'm not doing this with my finger because I don't have enough brushes. I'm doing this legitimately because I feel like this is the best way to get the most color payoff with the least amount of product. And I think that you'll see, if you play with this palette too, that you have the same kind of result for sure. Right, now we want to blend it out a little. So we take the brush that had Soul on it and go over the top and blend that out a little. Make sure it doesn't look too abrupt, you know. And you want to blend it with Soul a little. And I'm going to grab a little more Soul on my finger again and go and try and blend it with the color that we just added, Drama. Blend it, you know. And Wild Child is being a little bit too shimmery for Drama to blend into perfectly. Anyway, I enjoy this three color deal here. I think I'm gonna go with Soul here a little bit. Now I'm starting like my melange technique where I just kind of start working with a bunch of the colors in the palette and seeing how they work out. Oh, I remember I had done a little bit of Wild Child too, and as a highlight, and again, like kind of connecting that to the inner area where it was placed, kind of ethereal, and continuing the melange technique, just rub in some of the shimmer out here. It's okay, babe, you can cough. You're a human being. You smoking some herb?
A little bit.
Why don't you bring that? Oh, is it the vape?
Yeah.
here on my channel, we don't shame either recreational or medicinal use of marijuana because we live in Washington State where it's legal. So you can't condemn me. Alright, I am going to do my whole face, and I guess I'll show you. What the hell, why not? I prepped my skin already. I have done skincare all day, like I said. Holy moly. If you'd like to see them listed in the description box, please just comment down below, like this video, and subscribe. And of course, I will answer you. Even if you don't subscribe, I'll answer you in the description box and add everything if you just comment about it. I have the Anastasia Fair Contour Kit, going into this shade, which is Fair, called Fair. And I'm gonna just highlight had some skin issues, like, you know, who uses as much anti-acne stuff as me. I didn't experience a lot of fallout, guys, so that's a change for Anastasia products for me. So yeah, I do a pretty intense highlight with this palette. I really enjoy looking really sculpted sometimes. Getting near to the end of the highlighting, because this is really quite fair. I think this is going to go underneath my foundation. But it's applying really quite well. Okay. Alright. I'm going into Mink with the same brush, and I'm actually going to do everybody knows the threes trick. And then I'm also going to do, I guess I'm going to use my finger actually, like everything, to do my nose contour. This is probably a terrible idea. Actually, not a terrible idea. This worked out great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix it, but whatever. Alright, so we're gonna wet my sponge. I'm gonna blend out my nose contour. Makes me most uncomfortable to have my nose contour all crazy on camera. The most, I think. So you can see how soft that is. It's the perfect, like, almost, like everybody says, gray, brown, grayish, I guess. Okay, it's time for NARS Mont Blanc Sheer Glow Foundation. Bit on my hand, that was too much. Drip some back into the bottle, drip some more. Just right here. Probably not the most sanitary thing I've ever done in my life, but don't worry, I don't have any clients. Way too much foundation, but I do need more coverage in some places, so I'll take it. I don't want to put concealer on today. It's already pretty cakey on there, so I'm not gonna trounce it. I'll be doing some powder contour on top of this. I like just a little pop more than this, so I'm gonna set my face with the NARS Loose Crystal Reflective Setting Powder. NARS Translucent Crystal. So I think I lost you guys. I was just finishing my foundation, and all I did was set my face with the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. So there's that. I'm gonna finish this other eye on camera too, and I'm going to finish the rest of this look on camera before we move on to the next one. Let's finish the under eye here so you can get an idea of where I was going with this. You don't think I'm crazy anymore. You will still think that I'm crazy. I'm just like, who am I fooling? Okay, I'm gonna take Celestial on this brush. Celestial. This is the same brush that I tried to cut my crease with, guys, but I don't care. I'm a rebel. Is that still cool to say? Is that funny? Do you guys, have you ever said that to your friends? Yeah. And I'm doing that bring every color kind of sort of together in the outer corner. I like I like that. I like that. It looks a little maybe like discombobulated or messy, but I really like it. And I'm going to intensify with my finger this Celestial. It really does need intensifying, and also loading it onto the outer corner to make this smoky eye like just jump out at you. I'm not going to be done until this eye jumps out at everyone. Oh, I didn't tell you what I'm doing. Sorry. Same brush, dipped it into Soul. I'm going right under where Soul was and like putting a bunch on the lower lash line, and also doing the waterline with Soul. And I think I did a little bit of the waterline with Celestial as well. So just a bunch of Soul on the lower lash line. Go fucking crazy. Because this is kind of like, I really wanted Soul to be the life of the party here. So bring Soul to this party. Yeah. That looks better. Using a brush to blend it. More, you know what? Let's do a bright as fuck inner corner. I'm gonna take Dreamer on this finger. Woo! That is pretty! On top of Wild Child. Ooh, girl. I think we gotta look. Alright, so I feel like maybe this will just look better with, like, you know, some lashes on, and I'm definitely gonna do lashes, and I'm gonna do some liner too. I'm gonna finish my other eye off camera, and then we'll move on through the rest of the look. Anyway, so I put on some super extra, very Norvina-esque lashes. They are from Ebony Faye in style, I believe these are in style Ebony, I think, I'm pretty sure. They are mink lashes. I won a contest. I didn't enter it, I just followed them and I won. So maybe it can happen to you too. Go follow them on Instagram. They're cute lashes when you're wearing something super extra like this look that I have created. I put a ton of mascara on the bottom lashes as well. I used Lancome Big Monsieur for that. And I'm going to finish up my face here with you. We already did my contour and base earlier, but we didn't do my cheeks and highlight. So let's do that. For my cheeks, I'm definitely going to do something super pink. And I'm going to use my nice big fluffy brush because this pigment is intense. Yeah. That's about right. I didn't like tap the brush off or anything. It's from my favorite blush palette called Narcissist. It's the Wanted 2 cheek palette. Still can see my skin is struggling, fam. Struggle skin. Sister struggle. Sister skin struggle. I'm bored of that game. You can't tell, but I am bored of it. I'm gonna do this ethereal out of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Kit. Right here, pretty close to where the eye stops, and just pack this on and buff it in with your brush. This is not my rule. This is a tip from Angelica Neekfeast. Hi Angelica, if you're watching. Love your stuff. And you know I like to go over my brow with the highlighter so that it just, you see how the whole look is purple? And that just does it. Now I'm going to change into, I'm going to do a different highlight on the rest of my face. I'm going to do that with my fingers. Let's do Sunshine. Tip of my nose, right here. Just places you want to like draw a little attention to, high points of the face. I'm going to do a little sunshine over top. Here. As you can see, we have the whole face except for lips. So for this, I'm going to do Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in Dulce. I'm going to line my lips in Laura Mercier Naked Lip Pencil. I overlined my lips, so only God can judge me. I don't have filler, so I do what I want. This look is very LA, 1969 or 1973 or something. And there you have my melange of purple from the Norvina palette. I wish my skin didn't make everything look so garbage. Can't fix ugly. I'm just kidding. Just gotta get this on record. Look, I did a whole look, and this palette, this usually pigment pregnant velvet packaging, it's not pigment pregnant. I got through a whole look. Don't touch my shit. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my lashes on from my last look and see how it looks while I create another look, because I don't like to fuck with my eyes too much, makes them irritated. I've talked about this before, I think. I'm going to put something all over the lid. I love the shade Wild Child, and I think I'm just going to do that all over the lid, hardcore Wild Child style. I'm going to re-prime, and hopefully this doesn't get my lashes, but this is all an experiment, the whole channel, so welcome. In case you're new here, everything on this channel is a bit of an experiment. Welcome if you're new here. I am just a makeup enthusiast. I'm trying to use makeup as an outlet to recover from PTSD. So, if you think my makeup is garbage, that's because it is, but I think I'm getting better, so. Anyway, so the lids are primed. I'm gonna pack Wild Child all over the lid, because I find this to be like probably the most standout color in the whole palette. I think I'm gonna hit pan on it in like 3 days. I don't know how anybody could own this palette and not go through this shade in 3 days. It's I have a really big dent in it already. So if you have this palette and you're not panning Wild Child, what are you doing with your life exactly? You gotta ask yourself these questions. If I'm not panning Wild Child, what am I doing with my life? Now here are a few wet V shades. They're better, so let's do some Fix Plus. How it does with this primer. I did indeed get shit all over. Oh, shit. Okay, so it's a little bit more intense if you wet your brush. Fuck, that's actually not more intense. I fucked up. I created kind of a pasty substance in my pan of Wild Child just now. Oh my god. R.I.P. Wild Child. It was good to know you for 5 minutes. Oh god. And I worked fairly hard to get the pigment to show up. Though in person, it is much more pink. I will say that. On camera, it does not. Oh crap. It would probably pick up if I would stop. Please. Okay. Okay. So my lights are probably up a little bit high, and that's why it's not showing. Damn. Now. Okay, so you can see, like, there is just Wild Child all over the lid. Sorry, Wild Child, you are gonna be panned. You're part of Project Pan. Did you get my Project Pan bin, Wild Child? Damn it. Okay, so what do we do on the bottom? You know what I want to do. You know I want to smudge Soul on the bottom lash line so badly. That's really what I want to do. But for you, for all of you, I'm going to do something more neutral. So that's going to be volatile, which is right here. I'm going to do it on the brush that comes with. Go into volatile and go under my lash line. Sometimes you don't want to put a lot of work into a look, so you just throw on a nice, like, perfect shade of brown on the lid and call it a day. Okay, we're gonna do a pop in the corner. I think the only thing that could really be a pop against Wild Child is gonna be Dreamer again. Sorry for the boring repeat of this shade. We're going to do Dreamer on the brow bone. So, to all of those who say no shimmers in the crease, I say you're a boring person, whatever. Smoke out the lower lash line, make sure it's nice and blended. I think this brush had some leftover love on it and it's looking pretty good. Yeah, that's nice. I'd actually recommend picking up a little bit more volatile to make this look match the lashes. We're gonna just put a little bit more. Make this look pigment pregnant. I'm gonna have merch, it's gonna say pigment pregnant, because that's what all we bitches are. Like I said, we're gonna have Wild Child have its moment. I'm gonna fix my liner and then we're going to move on to the lip, which is going to be, I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm coloring the lashes black on top so that they're not a sore eyesore. Haha. And also running some black eyeliner across the top of the lash line, so, you know, the false lash line, so that it doesn't look like garbage. Total garbage, I should say. Again, coloring. I'm going to use the Jante Blue eyeliner, and this is dark brown on the waterline, so I'm going to warm up the pencil because I haven't used it in a while, so I rub it against my skin so it doesn't drag on my waterline. I don't know. You guys are very, very delicate. You want to make sure you're not messing with them too much, especially around my age, which I will never disclose to you, but someone will eventually haze me on this stupid social platform also, and you'll all make fun of how old I am. This is a lip pencil from MAC. It's in color Current. I overline my lips. I think I said that already. Okay. Uncovered blemishes. They are driving me insane. I didn't do concealer today, so I touched up a little bit. Worst possible technique I could do. Why are you here? I'm just kidding. We're gonna wrap this up with Anastasia Beverly Hills in Potion. Oh, it's matching. Who else hates the lip butthole? Alright. I'm gonna fix this up, clean this up, make it poppin', get back. We'll talk about these two looks. I enjoyed using this palette. Do I think you need this palette? Probably not. There's some slight disappointments, you know. I don't know. It is really pretty. The shimmers are really worth writing home about, and Wild Child is amazing, but I just wish it was a little bit more pink. That's probably just me. Yeah. I just want to talk just a tiny bit about my experience with my first order from ABH itself, the website. I did have some issues with customer service, though they are responsive, they are not proactive. I had a package that got shipped, and I waited and waited and waited, and I realized that my tracking number all of a sudden went from out for delivery to check back and we'll tell you when there's a shipping label, or when your item arrives at FedEx or whatever it was. Pretty sure it's FedEx. Anyway, my package disappeared into the ether. So I contacted ABH via email, and you know, they had to reship the package, and that's fine. These things happen, but usually if somebody's trying to get my business as a repeat customer, I would expect just a little bit more. First of all, proactivity would have been helpful in this situation, so that I didn't have to reach out and email them about the missing package. But look, I'm letting it go. I love this brand, but I hope everybody enjoys watching, and thanks for dropping by today. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave if you're feeling into it.